Okay, welcome. My name is Dr. Spencer Erickson with Tipview Chiropractic. Now, we are starting to do a podcast. I know there are a lot of podcasts out there, and really what I want to do is I feel very passionate about certain things, especially that have to do with healthcare. And so what we want to do is expand on some topics that we feel like are important, things that are important to me and things that are important that I feel like to people that come into my office. Now, Tipview Chiropractic is a chiropractic office. It's located here in Orem, and we've been here for just over 10 years. I've had a couple of different locations over that 10 years, but we finally purchased this location here on 900 West and 8th North. We've been here for just over a year. And we've just really loved it. We've had great patients and what great experiences that we've been able to enjoy over the last year here and the last previous 9 years in other locations. Now, as an introduction, I am a Utah native. I grew up down in Springville, just a little ways south of here, and I graduated from high school back in the 90s, 1993. Went on a mission to California, served in San Bernardino County in California. When I was on my mission in California, I had a very special experience. I didn't really have any idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was thinking either go to medical school and be an ER doc, that's what I was planning on the most, or physical therapy was kind of in my mind as well. But I had a very special experience in a chiropractic office. There was a member down there that was a chiropractor, and it was very obvious to me that I at least needed to look at becoming a chiropractor. And it was a really hard transition for me because I'm very medically minded. I'm very science based, and I love those aspects of medicine. But really, when it came down to it, it turns out that I really have a lot of strengths that make me a very good chiropractor. I would have definitely enjoyed medicine, but I'm very grateful for the path that I'm on right now. So on my mission, I decided I wanted to be a chiropractor. I'd already gone to Rick's College for a year prior to the mission, and so when I got home, I just got right into it. I went to UVSC for a year, and then I went to Utah. I went to the University of Utah for 3 years, and then I went up to Portland. And that's where I did my actual special chiropractic education. So just so you're aware of that, it is a 4-year program to go to chiropractic school. After you do all of the pre-med requirements, basically, are what you have to do. And so I finished with that and graduated in 2003. Shortly after that, I moved to Ogden, where I started my first office. And it was in what we call a shared space arrangement, where I was working in the same space as another chiropractor who had an existing office. And I was supposed to pay him rent and do all kinds of stuff, but I just failed miserably. I had no idea how to run a business. And so I ended up working for another doc up in Idaho. Now, while I was in Ogden, I met my wife. She wasn't my wife at the time, but we met there in a singles ward, and we hit it off very well. And we were married within just a few months after we met. We both graduated in December of 2003. She had her teaching certificate, and she was teaching in Brigham City, and I started my chiropractic office there in Orem, in Ogden rather. So, since I failed my first practice, we ended up moving to Salt Lake. And then I started looking for jobs working for other chiropractors so I could get some idea of how to run the business of chiropractic. And so I ended up moving to Idaho Falls, and I worked up there for 2 years. We actually bought our first house up there, and it was really an amazing experience to be up there. We learned a lot in our first couple of years of marriage. We ended up, after that, deciding that Idaho Falls was too cold and windy, so we moved it back down to Salt Lake Valley. And I went into business with a chiropractor friend of mine from school who he had a good practice going. And so I came in and I started working with them, and it turned out to be just a terrible situation financially. Not everything was disclosed that should have been disclosed, and I wasn't able to really make any money working in that office. So we ended up leaving that, and I started my own thing a couple of times, and still it was hard to get some traction. Finally, I ended up doing house calls for a little while. I was doing allergy elimination technique. And so, learned a lot about acupuncture and acupressure. the meridians and energy flow and that kind of thing, and really a remarkable series of events with that. After that, we started. Oh, after that, I actually started to work for a chiropractor up in Sandy, Dr. Thomas at Willow Creek Chiropractic, and what an amazing chiropractor he is. I learned so much from him: how to run the business, how to do treatment plans, how to really be an effective chiropractor in business. And so we had the opportunity after that to start Timpview Chiropractic, which is where I am now. We borrowed $1,000 from my in-laws, and I went and purchased an x-ray machine, and I installed the thing myself. And it really was an excellent learning experience. My wife, Celeste, my brother-in-law, actually started the office with me. He ran the front end, and I ran the adjusting and all the patient care. And he set me up with all of my search engine optimization and all my advertising, and we really got off the ground quickly with my new foundation of understanding the business of chiropractic and treatment and care plans. And so ever since we started that, this office has just been off and running. We've been growing and growing. We've had some better years than others, for sure, but especially the last couple of years, we've grown a lot. And so this has been a great opportunity to purchase this office space and location and be in a very centralized place. And so what we do here is we find areas of stress in spines. Somebody comes in here and they have an injury or they hurt. Obviously, everybody comes in because they hurt for the most part. And so we check. If they're not pregnant or little tiny babies, of course, we can take x-rays of them. And it's really easy to spot areas in the spine that just are breaking down. They're having trouble. And so those are the areas typically that we work on. Now, I also do see a lot of pediatrics. A lot of little kids come in my office to get adjusted, and a lot of pregnancy. Very, very busy for pregnancy here. And so obviously we don't do x-rays of them, but we get them through their pregnancy. And then afterwards, if they want to, then of course we take x-rays of them too. And we can figure out, why was the pregnancy so hard? Why is it that they had so much pain? What were the weak links in there that caused that? And so if they want to go through another pregnancy, or if they want to be pain-free raising their kids, then we can identify those areas and really start working on those and get those eliminated as quickly as possible. So what we do in the office is we find the areas of greatest stress in the spine, and we eliminate those just through adjusting. We don't do a lot of other stuff here. It's just the adjustment that's so powerful. And I am going to be doing other podcasts in the future, and we will be talking very specifically about the effectiveness of chiropractic for different things and how chiropractic actually works, how it affects the body, and how it affects the nervous system. A lot of chiropractors talk very much about the nervous system, and I'm a very strong and firm believer in the nervous system being affected through chiropractic. But really, what people really want to understand when they come in here is, why is my body breaking down? Why am I feeling this way? And how do we make it go away? Not just for now, but forever. So anyway, welcome to the podcast. We'll be doing some more episodes pretty quick. And if you have any suggestions or any ideas for me to do podcasts on any topics, then feel free to let me know about that. If you need to contact us directly, the number here is 801-762-6940. You can email the front desk at timpviewreception@gmail.com, or you can email me directly at drspencererickson@gmail.com. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.